YouTube, what's going on, y'all? It is I, TevinElChopo. Friends call me Chop, and we're back with another review. This time, we're talking about DaBaby's latest album, Baby on Baby 2. DaBaby is a Charlotte rapper who is coming out with his first project since his last album, Blame It on Baby, in 2020. So he actually dropped 2 more projects since then that I never heard. One of them is a joint project with NBA YoungBoy that came out earlier this year. So, yeah. Anyway, DaBaby is back with a new project, Blame It on Baby 2, a sequel to Blame It on Baby, which was his breakthrough project that brought him into the limelight with songs like Suge. Now, that was a project that I did, in fact, enjoy at the time very much. It was a refreshing project with everything that was in the landscape at that time. It definitely brought him into a new level in terms of just the amount of attention that was on him at the time, and I definitely enjoyed it. But in the years since then, I can't say that I'm a fan anymore. Now, I can easily get on here and I can talk about the antics of what he's been up to just in the media, you know what I mean? But that's not really what I'm here for. I'm here to talk strictly the music. And I will say, musically speaking, DaBaby has went from one of the most refreshing sounds to having one of the most stale sounds in a matter of a handful of years, just off the strength of not switching up his sound at all, using the exact same flow every single song. The next flow he has is him using autotune. Coming into this album, I definitely didn't have any real expectations. I didn't have any real desire to hear this at this point. I pretty much feel like I've heard everything DaBaby has to offer. He's gonna come on, he's gonna spit the exact same flows that he's been spitting for years. He's gonna talk about all the women that he's having sex with. He's gonna talk about all the people that he shoots, all the violence, stuff like that. And he's just gonna give it his typical DaBaby flair. So I kind of pretty much knew what to expect. But now that I've heard the album, I gotta say, this was a lot worse than I thought it would be. Now, I would love to sit here and get into, a track by track analysis of the entire project. But honestly, if you've listened to any DaBaby song to come out in the last 4 or 5 years, you pretty much know what this album sounds like. A lot of trappy beats, Jensen made on every instrumental, pretty much. DaBaby using his same handful of flows he's been using, talking about the same things that he's been talking about. But this time it comes with a new flair of being more commercial, a lot more whitewashed, I would say, in a sense, and also trying a little too hard to ride waves. And with that, I specifically mean the song Boogeyman, where he talks about how he had sex with Meg Thee Stallion right before that situation where her and Tory Lanez popped off, and he waited until he put the album out to say that. Which, why is that, for one, something you needed to wait all this time later to talk about? Or for two, more importantly, why is that anything you need to talk about at all? Like, why is it something that we needed to discuss in the year of our Lord 2022? It just comes off as real gimmicky. It comes off as him just trying to use that clout of that situation to get him some attention. And it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me at all. Not only is it just unnecessary, but it comes off as kind of cringy. And I think that's one thing that I would say about this album. It's pretty cringy overall. Now, before I go any deeper, I definitely want to get into the things I did like. I like the cover. I think the cover was really nice. I really enjoyed that. I think that the visuals that DaBaby creates for his music, i.e. his music videos, I think are really dope still to this day. I think that just the creativity and the comedic vision that he has for a lot of his videos are definitely reminiscent of Missy Elliott back in the day. And I definitely respect that a lot. And I definitely appreciate it as someone who does video. It's something that's really a good look, in my opinion. The instrumentals aren't terrible. They're just not memorable. And I guess that's really all I got, because everything else is pretty much just DaBaby being DaBaby for an entire project. So like I said, he talks about the Meg Thee Stallion situation very unnecessarily, and then pretty much just proceeds to make a bunch of songs that are pretty much on par with everything else he's been doing. So You have songs like Socks, where he's talking about having sex with a woman in his socks. Basically, that's the point of the whole song. Then it goes into the next song, No Condom, which, do I even have to tell you what the song is about? It's called No Condom. Just take a wild guess as to what it's about. And again, very, very cringy stuff here, because I don't want to hear this from DaBaby. I just don't. It's not something I find appealing or something I care to know. Like, I don't need to know who you're having sex with, or let alone who you're having sex with without protection. That has nothing to do with me. Why dedicate music to this? There is only one feature on the album, which is Anthony Hamilton on the song Blank towards the end. But by that point, I'm pretty much phased out of it. You know, I definitely think that it was a fine feature, but overall, I mean, I just don't think there's too many redeemable factors other than what I've already mentioned for this project. I think DaBaby has really painted himself into a box, and I really don't have much to say. Like, I wish this was more of a review. Like, I wish I had more to speak on. I wish that I had more that I enjoyed. But it's just like I said, you've heard all this before. You've heard DaBaby talk about all these things before. You've heard DaBaby rap on these same instrumentals before. And I'm just like, when I think about this project and I think about all the other music I've heard from him, like, do I enjoy this any more than anything else he's put out before? No. Does it stick out in my head more than anything else he's put out? No. So it's like, why come back to this for me? You know, and it was just kind of like, it kind of slogged, especially in the halfway point when we get to No Condom and stuff like that, where I'm just like, all right, this is pointless. And see, if you have been watching my reviews long enough, you know I did reviews for Future, I did a review for Young Nudie, you know, artists like that who don't necessarily switch their sounds up too much. But I think the difference between them and DaBaby is that DaBaby, I feel like, honestly, is more capable of a rapper in terms of just how steady his one flow is. But I just think that it lacks a lot of charm, a lot of gravitas, a lot of just replayability. Because yes, he has a good flow, but if the good flow gets ran into the ground for 5 years straight, you're pretty much just making the same song over and over to a certain point. And you know, I just don't necessarily feel that when I listen to Nudie or I listen to Future. Like, every time I hear them on a track, it's like they make the track their own, and they make you feel something. I don't feel anything with this new DaBaby project. I feel like I want to turn it off. I feel like I want to play anything else but this. So these are not good feelings to have with your art, you know? So yeah, that's really all I got to say. Overall, if I had to give it a rating, I feel like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't memorable. I'll give it a smooth 2 out of 5 flames. And I feel like that's me being nice. I don't want to hear this again. I don't want to know about him and Meg Thee Stallion. I don't know why that was something a grown man needed to tell people a year after it happened. Like, it's not even a recent thing anymore. So I'm like, why do we need to talk about this still? And what did you contribute to that narrative other than the fact that you had sex with her right before it happened? Like, that's what you want to contribute to that? I just find that weird and cringy. Like I said, just mad cringy. So for me, DaBaby, if he's gonna come out with some more music, I'm gonna need him to switch the flows up. I'm gonna need him to switch up the types of instrumentals that he raps over. I think he's very capable of rapping on more boom bappy type stuff. I think he can rap with slower flows, you know, trying different cadences, techniques, anything to kind of get him out of this box that he put himself into. Because if he keeps going the way he's going, it's not going to be a surprise that his music keeps flopping, because this album already flopped. Like, let's be real, it already flopped. And I can hear it. You know, I can hear it in the music that it flopped. So imagine being someone who's been seeing the antics that he's had on, like, you know, the internet and stuff like that, on top of the music being what it is. It just feels like he doesn't realize that this isn't working. And it just feels like, to me, I don't know him, I never met him, but to me, it just feels like he's really lacking a lot of self-awareness. And I think that until he finally does get that, and finally starts to switch up a lot of the things that he's doing musically, not just, you know, doing auto-tune, which I didn't even speak on the auto-tune, because I don't care. I don't want to hear DaBaby doing auto-tune. Like I said, why can't he just do like some boom bappy type stuff here and there? If Sauce Walker can do it, and Sauce Walker can really rap, and I think DaBaby can really rap, so why can't he do that? Why can't he do some boom bappy type stuff? Why can't he give us more retrospective, introspective records? You know, things that are deeper to like him and his family life and the type of struggles that he has to go through. Not just him talking about having sex with everybody, him talking about everybody he's going to shoot, and just, you know, being a typical rapper. Like, you know, step out of that box. You know, it's one thing if he wasn't as capable as he is, because I think that's what gives a lot of other artists that pass, is that they can give you a good melodic song, something that you can vibe to. But with DaBaby, if you're gonna hit me with that type of flow, or you're gonna hit me with flows like that, then give me more. Give me more substance behind it. And I think that's what this lacks, a lot of substance. But hey, these are just my opinions. Have you heard DaBaby's new project, Baby on Baby 2? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know in the comments, man. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Because if I'm tripping, let me know. Just let me know in the comments if I'm tripping. Just comment, Tevin, you tripping. That's all I got for you. My name's TevinElChopo. Friends call me Chop. I'll catch you next time. Much love. Peace out.